Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. This has been a pretty long requested one, actually. I never got around to it when it came out. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure why. I don't remember, because this game is actually pretty good. I have played it before it came out on the Vita. So I'm not entirely sure why I decided to skip over it. Maybe I just didn't have the time, but... Anyway, let's go have a quick look around before we go booting into the game. This is the one thing about this port that I really don't like. Well, actually, one of the two things about this port I really don't like. It's the weird touchscreen menus. They're kind of hard to navigate, and you can't actually navigate them with the buttons. And I'm honestly not too sure why. You can see your controls here, and there is a lot of different controls. And you can swap between them if you like, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I'm just going to keep it as the default. You can turn the sensitivity up and down, you can flip the inversion for whatever ones you like, and you've also got some regular old settings as well with your volume sliders and your subtitles. Subtitles don't start off turned on, which is something you might actually want to turn on, but the subtitles are actually weirdly out of sync, and the longer the cutscene goes on for, the more out of sync the subtitles get. It's a bit odd. But we're just going to hit continue here, and this should load up into my latest save game. The game says I've been playing for about 3 hours, but I don't think the game tracks the time of your deaths. So if you played for like 15 minutes and then died and it put you back at a cutscene 15 minutes ago, it wouldn't have saved that to your clock. So I'm going to say I've been playing this for about 4 hours. That's just a guess, but then again, it might just be me putting less time into the game than I thought. But anyway, this is the bounty store. There's one of these in every hub so far. I'm currently on the 3rd, and there's not that much of a story, at least not right now. There is a guy who's called the Stranger. We are playing as him. He needs 20,000 moolah for an operation. I don't even know what that is. And he's basically looking for a way to get it. That's been the entire game's plot so far. I know it gets more in depth later on, but considering this is usually a first impression series, I'm just going to pretend that I've been playing the game for the first time. And yeah, it's a pretty simple plot so far. So we're going to talk to this guy right here. Now, what I love about this game is its atmosphere. It is absolutely gorgeous in both its design and its just general graphical capabilities. It's a remaster of a game from 2005, but...
Good luck, stranger. One thing I had to tell you, though, make sure you go in ready. He's high up in them canyons, and there ain't no turning back from there.
That's because it's a remaster of a game from 2005, but still, for a Vita port, this is actually gorgeous. Like, the general quality of all the buildings and the architecture looks absolutely amazing. The animations on the Stranger are really fluid, and despite the fact that he's a little bit stiff, I mean, that's how the original game was, and he's not impossible to control by any means, so I'm willing to forgive it a lot easier than I would in another game like this. And the performance can get a little down in the dumps, but it never becomes unmanageable. You always feel like you're still in control of him, even when the frame rate does take a little bit of a dip. So it's actually a pretty nice thing. We're going to go to the general store real quick. General idea with the general stores is that... I didn't mean to do that on purpose. Stupid wordplay. Generally, it's a place where you can come to buy ammo and upgrades. You never want to buy ammo here because it's extremely expensive and you can find it out in the world pretty easily. But you can buy ammo extensions, you can buy extra things like bag upgrades and all that sort of stuff. You can also come here to talk to the fortune-telling machine, which is not something I've seen in any other game before or since. It basically gives you a trailer for upcoming portions of the game. How freaking strange is that? Like, it's not very often you see that. And that's actually a different trailer. They actually show you, like, different trailers depending on where you are in the game. It really is quite odd. So, we have a bounty and we have to go get him. The game so far has basically been go and get a bounty and then go find them and beat the crap out of them. You can also beat the crap out of the civilians here, but if you do it too much, they'll all run away and they won't actually let you out of the city, which is quite a neat little touch. But I recommend at least running into one of them as you go along, because they do drop free money. Money in this game is interesting. There are a lot of things in this game that are interesting, actually. I just need to figure out where the hell I'm going. Signpost. I'm looking for the... Yeah, I guess I'm going out of town, aren't I? Interesting. I don't know why it's put me in first-person mode all of a sudden, but it's kind of neat that it has. So the game's got a pretty interesting set of controls. So in third-person mode, you basically play the game like a typical platformer. You do have attacks on the left and right shoulder buttons. That's your spin, and that's your headbutt. They do stun damage, which is interesting. So, I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm probably going to die doing this. But as you can see, when I've knocked him flat on his ass, he's got 2 stars above his head. 2 stars means that he's almost knocked out. When you add 3 stars to a person above their head, they get knocked out, like so. So see, he's been knocked out. And that means I can approach him and I can bounty him. Bounty in this game is how you make your moolah. As you can see, back when I was in the general store, I had like 5,000 moolah, which is kind of ridiculous. I've managed to buy everything in the game and I still have a massive surplus, mainly because I've been focusing on doing things the right way by trying to bounty these dudes. But you can kill them and bounty their dead bodies, and I'll just use an example here. We'll get on to how these work in a moment. I will use a boom bat, which is literally a gigantic bomb. Kind of awesome, actually. So now I can bounty his dead body, and it gives me less money, but they also drop money when they die, so it kind of makes up for it in that sense. So, the general idea of the game is to make a choice between whether or not you want to do lethal or non-lethal, and this is actually a pretty interesting thing, considering that this game came from 2005, where this thing wasn't really a concept yet. I mean, sure, it might have been a concept in 1 or 2 games, but honestly, I can't remember a game around the 2004 era that was actually doing this, so I'm honestly quite impressed. You can also activate environmental traps, and yes, that will actually crush someone if they're underneath it. It's kind of neat just how many little environmental traps I've actually managed to find in this game. So apparently I'm about to do a rail shooter section. That's actually kind of awesome. Alright, sure. So, there are some more controls that you can get used to, like for example, you have a blue stamina bar underneath your health there. You can take damage, and if you run out of health you die, obviously. But, if you hold the triangle button, you'll actually get your health back if you've got the stamina to do it. Which is pretty cool, because it's kind of a neat way of handling regenerating health. I really shouldn't be using the boom bats. Let's use something else. We'll use the bees. Not the bees! But yes, so, yeah, the game's got actually a fair bit of variety, because you have a lot of ammo types to work with. You see, if I hit the D-pad, you can actually see that there's a lot of different kinds of ammo. Now, all of these different kinds of ammo do something different. Like, we're going to focus on the left side here, because you can actually hold 2 on the same crossbow at once and fire each one using the individual shoulder buttons, which is a really neat idea. But you've got stunks, which is basically a group incapacitation bomb. You have the bolamites, which are basically just things that you can use to tie up enemies to capture them properly. Chipmunks are basically sound lures. Zapflies are basically your go-to bullet in this game, not only because there's infinite ammo, but they charge up, and a full charge will actually do a full-on stun, akin to the bolamites, and it'll also activate electronic objects. You have fuzzles, which are basically landmines, which will attach to people and make them run around for a bit. The boom bats are just bombs. The thud slug will knock an enemy down. Most of the basic goons will actually go 3 full stars. And the bees are basically just a rapid-fire cannon. It's also kind of neat because some of these animals will actually talk to you. Like, if you keep the stunks or the chipmunk around, they'll actually say things to you, which is kind of awesome. Let's go with this, because the chipmunks will actually... Oh, dear. The chipmunks... not the chipmunks, the, whatever the fuck the thing is on the right. It'll actually make enemies run around. Oh, we're actually at the end of the mine. Okay. Sure, why not? Jump out of the cart and keep moving. Okay. Oh, what happened to them? Okay. Let's swap back to something a little bit different. That'll do. See? Dies him up. And then I can go and stun his mate. And suck them both up to the moolah. So yeah, you get the choice of whether or not you want to play lethal or non-lethal in a game from 2005, which is actually a pretty neat idea. And the levels are usually pretty open too. I mean, this level is a bit of an exception, but at the same time, I just got to go on a minecart ride, so I'm not exactly complaining. It's just a little bit odd for this game to actually do that. So you can get ammo from crates like this, and as you saw earlier, you can buy it from the general store. But the general way that you actually want to buy ammo is by picking it up off the ground. Well, get my fingers off the rear touchpad. So there are actually rear touchpad controls, and one of them is swiping your fingers down on the touchpad to actually climb ropes, which is absolutely retarded. You can also use it in first person to give yourself binoculars, but you don't really need it in this game because the levels aren't that big. Right. Hi. Sit the fuck down. But yeah, you can play this game how you like, which is a really nice little thing, because the levels are quite open and approachable, and there's even a minor stealth mechanic. If you hide in tall reeds, you won't actually be seen, and you can actually do like a bit of stealth, because you have a sound law, so you can basically just like beat the crap out of dudes from inside a bush, which is a really neat idea. So it gives you a little bit of variety to work with, and the different kinds of ammo are all over the place as well. So generally they actually give you a lot more stealth-focused ammo. I mean, you can actually look around for most different kinds of ammo. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure I saw the bees back here. Well, let's not jump. Yeah, see, beehive over there, and the beehives will contain the bees, which I just need to shoot, and they'll fall to the ground, and I can pick them up. And here's some of the sound laws. You just need to hit the bloody things. The auto-aim in this game isn't too forgiving. I'm just going to warn you about that right now. So if you're not particularly good at aiming, you might want to put your aim sensitivity down as far as you can possibly put it. Alright, let's see if we can figure out our way forward. There's probably a switch somewhere I need to hit. Or I can just... Oh no, I don't need to climb that rope. No, there's probably something down here actually. Let's see. I mean, we've got some ammo, that's good. And yeah, there's money in the boxes. I should have expected that. Easy enough to understand. It's been weird they actually put a box of bee ammo there when there's already a bunch of bee ammo just outside this area. Seems unnecessary. Right. If I can get on the bloody rope. The game does have a little bit of open world to it as well. I mean, it's not non-linear. You do have a relatively similar path to go down, depending on the... Oh, shit. Oh, that's a suicide bomber. Oh, God. I'm gonna blow him up before he gets to me. Get as much health back as I possibly can. Take cover, and... Yes, there are suicide bombers in this game. Yes, that is a thing. And I can get my health back. Thank God. I thought I was gonna die there. Right. Okay, so if I stun him... while he's not looking, then I can zip up his mate. He's done. As I was saying, the game isn't open world. It is pretty linear, but it is a bit open. So there are often big areas where, as I said... Ow. That one actually hurt. Yeah, as I was saying, they have even like little secrets for you to go find. Like, sometimes it'll even be mentioned by the enemies or the just general inhabitants of the area. They'll say, "Oh no, don't let him find out about the idol," and it's so obvious, but it's actually kind of fun. Oh, that actually opens another door back in the... What was that? I saw that. That was an animation bug. Okay, sure. As I was saying, yeah, they have a few secrets lying around for you to find, and just a general like lot of stuff. You usually get the opportunity to pick between like 1 or 2 dudes to go after, Sometimes they won't let you go after more than one, and it takes like an hour or two for you to really get your bearings on what you're doing and get a few upgrades. But once you do, the game itself becomes pretty damn fun. Fighting off these enemies is actually a really good time because they oh shit. Because they shit. No, fighting off these enemies is actually a lot of fun because they have a lot of unique patterns. They have lots of different kinds of enemies. Like they've got long-range rocket launchers. I should get out of the way of that. What the fuck am I doing? They have things like long-range rocket launchers, and the bosses themselves are actually really neat as well. Most of the bosses in this game usually don't go too far from the old, what's the word I'm looking for? They usually don't go too far from the old... I don't want to get in the way of that. Too far from the old big guy with a gun that can do tons of damage to you set of ideals, but they usually do them in these big open arenas, and the whole alive and dead thing comes into play again because you can... I'm going to use a bomb fly for this one, save some time. Good night. And you can punch using the rear touchpad in this mode, which is actually, it's actually pretty useful to know that you can do that. And you'll probably find out just by having your finger accidentally slip across the touchscreen. But the boss fights are usually cool as well because you need to try and figure out how to stun them, which is interesting. You can also kill them, but that gets you a hell of a lot less money.
Gotcha, boss. Don't let that son of a clocker get down the canyon, you hear me? Don't worry. He's gonna be a pile of ashes in a few minutes.
I fucking love the way these guys talk. It's so obvious that they only got like 2 people on the fucking, it's so obvious they only got 2 people on the freaking voice actor studio to do everyone's voice. But they're all written really well, and it really does add a sense of atmosphere to them to hear them talking about random shit. And they're not afraid to pull a few jokes as well. Like, these dumbass guys should have no idea what a double negative is, but someone pulls it up in conversation, and it is good shit. It is, like, some legitimately really funny writing. And they're not afraid to swear a lot either, which actually makes a lot of sense in this sort of atmosphere. This is interesting. I wonder why I can't shoot in front of me. Because that's going to happen. Okay, sure. Here, have a boom back. Goodbye. There's also some surprisingly annoying little dudes, like you heard one of them earlier, like the chicken bastards. And they're still pretty funny as well, although they have some weird bugs where their dialogue will tend to, like, stray over the top of each other, and you'll hear like 4 of them saying, "Settle down now!" over the top of each other again and again and again, and it's just like, ugh, I can't stand it. It's really annoying. I don't know why. I don't remember the game doing that the first time. Not very often you get a non-rail shooting section, but I quite like it actually. It's a nice break, all things considered, because you don't usually get that sort of stuff in this game. Boom! I quite like that. I quite like that a lot. Yeah, you try and shoot me. Is there anything I can do here to actually have some fun? Yeah. Hi. Eat chuzzles. Goodbye! Yes! And these guys can't actually swim. So if you knock them in the water, they'll drown. And you can do that with the chuzzles like in the initial tutorial level, and it's great. Can I knock him out of his, yes. I can knock him out of the minecarts. Wait for that to reload. Can I actually hit him this time? There he goes. Sweet. So yeah, the game's got a lot of variety. It gives you a lot of options on how you want to go about things, and the mechanics are satisfying enough. And it's actually a really good remaster. Like, seriously, this is actually for a bloody Vita HD remaster, which can be, let's be honest, questionable from time to time. I'm gonna bomb fly this motherfucker. There we go. Yeah, for a HD port to the Vita, which can be notably questionable from time to time, it runs pretty damn well, all things considered. Yeah, it does slow down a little bit, but it keeps consistency. So you'll never find yourself slowed down by any particular performance issues. I'm just gonna grab some chisels. I'm gonna need them, or whatever the bloody hell they're called. They're all cute. They're all adorable. Oh, thud slugs. Awesome. I'm gonna need some of these. This thud slug and zap fly is gonna be. Thud slug and zap fly is basically a non-lethal combination. So we got two guys here. Let's see if I can sneak up on them. No tall grass to hide in, unfortunately. And you do get a little radar down the bottom there. So, alright, hang on. Let's use our lures. Bring him over there. Missed the shot. Bring the next one over. I just killed that one guy there. The bodies decompose quite quickly if you're, yeah. See? Took them both out, not spotted by... let's actually use the binoculars for once. Can't actually see who's looking at me, at least not from here. Oh, look at it. It's actually a really nice looking place. There he is. Well, hang on. Am I still on my bombs? No, I'm on. That's just the sound log. Okay, let's use the thud slugs. Good night. Sleep tight. The boss fight shouldn't be too far from here. These segments usually aren't this long, and admittedly, I haven't actually died yet, which is kind of awesome. Got him. Oh, I knocked him off. I just saw him fall. Let me guess. I can punch through this. I can usually punch through wood. There we go. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's go full ham. Fucking massive lethality. Why not? Boom. Come here. Oh, okay, yeah, there's the dead guy. Another bomb slug in there. Beat the crap out of this one until he dies. He's not gonna die. Bomb slug. Boom. Suck him up while I've got the opportunity. Not the bees! Yes, they do have a limited clip, but it usually doesn't come into it. Where am I being hit from? Pull back. Gonna need something else, so we'll go back to the zap flies. Stun him. Properly. You? Screw you. Stamina's low, that means I'm not going to be able to recover my health so much. Are they above me? Apparently. Continue. Well, there's one. Get my health back as fast as I can. Screw you, mate. Alright, lethality. Lethality is what I said I'd do. Oh, right, he's right there. Shit. Okay, B him. Reload the clip while I've got the opportunity and punch my way through the gates. Bit weird he didn't see his mate die, but whatever. Bomb fly that. Hang on. Thud slugs. Missed. Sit the fuck down. Just punch his face in. So I don't have to deal with him anymore. Bomb slug. Missed the shot. That's not bombs. Let's go bombs. I like it. Chuzzles. Make him run around for a bit. This guy's have a lot of health. Where's the dude above me that's shooting me? It's up there. Right. Zap him. Zap the barrel and make him die. Trap the dead bodies while I'm here. Should be getting close. Because I want to show off at least one boss fight in this video. Yeah, we are definitely... Excuse me, we are definitely close. Because there is no way they'd let me stock up on ammo like this if they... If I wasn't close. Just look at them hopping around. They're adorable. Of course, they disappear when they get too close to the wall, so if you screw up your shots, well, you're not in the best spot. Should heal up. What have I got? Might as well bind a few and, whack a few. Whoa, I didn't see him coming, shit. Where did he come from? Oh boy. Well, that should put me right back where I just was, yep. If I don't get to the boss in like the next couple of minutes, really shouldn't have done that. If I don't get to the boss in the next couple of minutes, I'll load up another save I've prepared, which has one of the boss fights. Loading times aren't actually that bad, all things considered. You don't see them very often. Fucking just artillery shell it, why not? Sit down. I'm just gonna run from this guy. Won't follow me if I get too far away. I have a bad feeling about what's coming up here. Not the worst feeling I've ever had, considering that wasn't actually particularly hard to deal with. I'm assuming the boss is through this door. Well, ain't that a bit silly? Right, bees and bug slugs. Screen, hit square, and just throw them at the devil. Neat little trap, actually. Neat little trap. You can even just go straight through boxes, and his jump distance is ridiculous when you're running at this speed, which is awesome. Okay, more ammo? Could always use some. Probably, there's probably more around here. Oh, no, apparently not. There we go. You don't actually take full damage in this game as long as you can see the bottom, so...
Someone's down here!
Some bees, try and keep them at arm's length. Not going to help much for this guy. Right, Chuzzles. What the hell they called? Yeah, you run around for a bit while I'll take out this guy. And this guy. Or I can just run past him. That works too. Flood slugs. Just gonna suck up your mate, guy. Yeah, that's the end of that. The gate will probably open now. Oh no, it didn't open. I guess I have to find the switch or something. Just right there. How did I miss that?
Better be careful around here.
Alright, this has got to be the boss fight. Yep, that's a boss fight arena, alright. Look at that.
Been waiting for you, stranger. Well, that's good to know. Now, why don't you come on down and make it easy on yourself? Oh, sure thing. I'll come down. You want me to tie myself up too? Make him dance, boys. Damn, can't bag him in that cart. If I activate them track switches when they bleepin', should bring him closer to me when he goes through them.
Yeah, that's cute.
Alright, McGee. You looking for a beating?
Alright, so I gotta watch for his cart and hit those switches while also doing the dance with these bloody snipers. Where is he? He's up there. Ow. Right. Wait for it. Wait for it. No, I guess I gotta do it when he's, right. First things first. Screw you. And you too. Hit that switch. Heal up, because I'm being shot from somewhere. Right over there, okay. Wow, I just got swarmed. Right, gonna need to pull out something more lethal for this, and I used all my lethal ammo getting through the bloody minecart sections. Wonderful. Right, bees and that. Why the hell not? How did that miss? Screw you, my dude. Good night. Heal up on top of Chen. Whoop. Nope, there's still a sniper over there apparently. Just the one though? Oh yeah, there's the barrels. How did that miss? There we go. I just gotta wait for him to circle again. While he's doing that, I can go see what kind of ammo they've left for me around here. Damn it, I missed him, right? This is actually legit an annoying way to get ammo in the middle of... Oh my god. Okay, so he can attack me directly as well. That's fun. And so I need to remember, when I hit this switch, people are going to start swarming out of there. So let's just reload my bee flies. Keep moving just slightly so I don't get surprised by it like that. Fire at the switch. Take cover. You can jump while you're in first person mode. It's quite useful. Goodbye. Yeah, you eat bloody bees. Oh god, I'm out of bees, right. Well, I'm not out of bees, it was just taking a while for them to reload, blasted bees. You sit down. You sit down. I have some bomb flies, let's use them. Behind this wall because there's probably going to be some dudes here. Indeed there is. Let's bomb them immediately. Grab some ammo while I've got the chance. the hell am I doing? Just suck him up while I'm getting set on fire. That's a great idea. Oh, it actually disables those turrets temporarily. That's sweet. Let's not waste the bomb fly. Bees. Those probably disappeared already. Where's the next switch? It's right there. I assume. And he's currently on the other side of the... Ooh. Actually sending more dudes down after me. That's not great. Hopefully I can just deal with that problem. Gotcha. Now you're here with me, you little shit. And there's a cannon under that bloody minecart. Of course there is. Can't make it too easy for me, can you, game? Right. Alright, so you can see how he's got his own stamina meter down there. Metal Gear Solid 4 style, 3 style, which is actually kind of cool. Just need to try and, Christ, I'm out of thud slugs already? Cover and heal up while I've got the chance, but I'm really low on stamina. Really unpleasant. Not great. Come on, I've almost got him. He gets his stamina back really slowly, so I need to try and, there we go. Got him, got him, got him, got him, got him. Fuck you! 1,100 money for me.
Now that's how you get them.
And a wise ass remark from the stranger. So after that, it will, well, I need to go and destroy that turret, don't I? Apparently not. Right, well, there's probably a way out somewhere, but I've been here for 37 minutes already, so I think it's as good as any time to end the video, because basically I'll just be going back to town. Maybe I'll get a cutscene out of it, but yeah. It's been long enough. You've seen enough of the gameplay. But yeah, I really like Stranger's Wrath. You get a bit of openness into what you do. The levels are well designed and give you a bit of freedom. The general overall quality of the presentation is really great. The voice acting is something else, but it's actually well written, so it is a nice place to explore and learn about, and it's a generally really good game. I'm disappointed I didn't get to it back when it came out originally, because it is actually good. Just takes a little bit of getting used to, because it's an Xbox game from 2005, but they've actually done a really good job with the port. So, I really can't complain in the slightest. So, yeah. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.